What's up, YouTube? I'm Adam Odell, Chief Investment Strategist of moneyandmarkets.com. And once again, I'm joined by my research analyst, Matt Clark, and we are here for another episode of Ask Adam Anything. Now, Matt gave me a very brief preview of today's question, and I'm sure we're going to get speculation whether we planted this question, because certainly it's going to be a hot topic, but we did actually have someone email us. Matt will give you the email address where you can email your questions, but we had somebody email us on the hot topic of the day. It sounds like Robinhood. So I'll let Matt actually lay out the question and give you the email address, but that's what sounds like what we're talking about today.
Yeah, in fact, it is. And we've talked about it before. We've talked about, Robinhood before it IPO'd. They have videos on our YouTube channel about that. You can check that out. So it's not new, but it remains a very hot topic. And we actually did get a question emailed. Miss L, that's all I have. I don't have a name. It's just Miss L. So thank you for the question, Miss L. By the way, if you do want to email a question to us, you can do that. You can email a question to myself, to Adam Odell, to Charles Sizemore, any one of us. We love to take questions, and we love to try to focus on those questions when we do our videos. And if you do and we use it, I need to get this out of the way first before the boss gets mad at me. We will send you some swag, some of which is like these right here. It's not limited to these, but these are just the first two that I had, and I only have two hands. So they've asked me to wear them, and I'm not messing up the do here. So I haven't got to that point yet. But anyway, if you do that, you can email us at feedback@moneymarkets.com. And we would love to hear your questions, love to answer your questions. And if we do use it, or maybe you send us a video of you asking your question, would love to have that as well. We will send you some Money Market swag, including those hats. So there's more than just the hats, but let me get right to it. Ms. L actually emailed, and she, I assume it's a she because it's Miss. She said, I'm curious to know your opinion on Robinhood's own stock, or Hood for short. It trades under HOOD. Do you believe it to be a good investment or one to be avoided? I thought that was a great opportunity because it is being talked about a lot. We've covered it quite a bit, but one thing we haven't done is gotten our chief investment strategist, Adam Odell's opinion. So this is perfect for that. So Adam, I'll ask you, what is your opinion on Robinhood stock, on HOOD? And do you think it's a good investment or one that you should steer clear from?
Sure. So I'm going to pick on the word investment, and I'm going to be very specific about that. So do I believe that Robinhood, the stock itself, ticker symbol HOOD, of course, is a good investment? To that, I will say no, not yet, not now. But I will say relative to that, or juxtaposed to that, is it a good trading vehicle? Is it a good speculative vehicle? Sure. So that's really what it is. I mean, obviously, meme stocks became popularized by the throngs of folks trading on the Robinhood platform, typically younger, first-time retail investors who were either following somebody on Reddit or one of the other social channels and wanted to play stocks that had high, volatility potential. And not necessarily based on fundamentals, but based on, mass sentiment and mass psychology. So unironically, I guess, Robinhood itself, the stock, has turned into its own meme stock, and people are trading that on Robinhood as well. So it's a speculative vehicle. It's not necessarily a good investment. I say that it's speculative because there's a lot of volatility in that. That said, be very careful. If you want to trade this thing, and you can, first of all, you could trade the stock outright. There's a lot of volatility in it, so you're going to have to either use tight stops or be very careful with position sizing. If you want to trade options on Robinhood, which is, again, a very much in vogue thing right now with new retail investors, watch the price you pay. And I would recommend not actually trading options on Robinhood. The reason being that the price you have to pay, not necessarily the dollar cost, but the level of implied volatility. So baked into every option contract is an assumed level of implied volatility. And that basically is a mathematical calculation of how much volatility buyers and sellers of those options expect over the next period of time. And so the more volatility people expect, the higher price, relatively speaking, you have to pay for that option. Well, these market makers that will basically trade against your order, if you want to buy call options, short dated, out of the money call options on Robinhood, your order, especially if you route it through Robinhood brokerage account, is going to get sent to Citadel or Susquehanna, one of the large multi-billion-dollar electronic market makers, and they are going to they're going to trade against your order. Okay. And so they're the ones making a ton of money right now. So Citadel Securities last year in 2020 doubled their revenue to like something like 6.6 or 6.7 billion. That was a doubling of the revenue over the prior year. They earned 4.1 million net income on that. So it's like a 60% net profit margin. So they're really the ones making out like bandits in this trading environment. The reason they're doing that partly is they know that people want to buy these short dated out of the money call options on speculative meme stocks. And they are pricing these options much higher than they need to be priced because they know that people right now in those particular stocks are price insensitive. A lot of new retail investors, or I should say options traders, think it's as simple as if I think the stock will go up, I buy a call option. And if the stock goes up, I can sell the call option for more money. That's not necessarily true because if you pay too much for implied volatility in that option, you could get the stock going up and you could actually lose money on the option. And that's what the market makers know. So they're pricing these options very richly because they know that they can. And we have price insensitive buyers that will pay those prices. And so I think that at the end of the day, the winners in this game are, first of all, I hate to say this, but Citadel, all the electronic market makers, they're the number one winner. The number two winner is Robinhood, the company. The number three winner potentially is some of the investors on Robinhood, but there are also a lot of folks that are losing money in Robinhood. So it's not all people making tons and tons of money. So is Robinhood a speculative meme stock trading vehicle? Sure. Is it a good investment? Not really. The company's not profitable. I wouldn't necessarily not recommend any company that's not profitable. My biggest concern is, and I think you've talked about this, Matt, yourself, is that so last year, Robinhood made about $1 billion, just under $1 billion in 2020 revenue. And about 75 to 80% of that was in the form of payment for order flow. So basically, these electronic market making firms, Citadel, Susquehanna's, they will pay Robinhood to get to see and to get to trade against and to get to fill your order, your retail order. And so they pay a small fee to do that. And then they are able to trade against that. And typically you get a worse price as the retail investor buying that call option. You get a worse price by trading with that market making firm. So it looks like you're paying zero commissions. It looks like there are absolutely zero fees to use the product, which actually means that you are the product. So there are fees, they're hidden there. They're not necessarily fees in the form of a commission. But you are getting worse execution. So my concern there is that if that's Robinhood's business model, 75 to 80% of their revenue is from that. That practice, payment for order flow, is coming under scrutiny. So the new chair of the SEC is looking at it very closely. They've estimated that there were like tens of millions of dollars of hidden fees paid over the course of 3 years by Robinhood users. The practice of payment for order flow is not allowed in many other countries like the UK and Australia, as we just talked about offline. And so really that to me is a big threat to Robinhood's business model. Now that said, trading right now, I used to work for a brokerage firm. And so, we know that the more people trade, the more revenue comes in for these brokerage firms. I've actually recommended, I should say, we have, myself, Charles, and you in our Green Zone Fortunes flagship newsletter, we've recommended an electronic online brokerage firm, but this is one that's well established. It's been around for decades. It's grown its accounts and its equity for between 25 and 30% per year for the last 10 years. This isn't a flash in the pan. This is somebody that has grown every single year for the last 10 years, very, very strongly. They have fewer accounts than Robinhood, but they have like 4 times more assets under management or custody equity than Robinhood. So this is a brokerage firm for more serious traders, for institutional investors. A lot of the big hedge funds execute through this platform. And it rates a 78 out of 100 on our Green Zone 6-factor rating model. It's got high growth. It's a much, much better, more attractively priced to sales and price to book relative to Robinhood. So if you want an investment in the brokerage space, I would implore you to sign up for Green Zone Fortunes, and we have a full write-up on our investment pick within the space. If you want a speculative trading vehicle and you want to throw a couple $100 at the wind and see if it flies in Robinhood, then go for that. But I cannot say that Robinhood right now is a good investment.
And again, we've talked about Robinhood before in other videos. I covered them in a Bull and Bear podcast right before they IPO'd, and dead on. The payment plan the payment business model is very sketchy. and it really makes Robinhood, or at least in my opinion, it makes Robinhood beholden to companies like Citadel and Susquehanna, and not to the users of the platform as they are billed. I'm not saying Robinhood is bad. It's just that if you're looking at it as a potential investment, these are things you have to consider. And at the end of the day, there's going to be an IPO pop. There has been. But after 180 days, when things shake out and IPO buyers can then decide what to do with their shares, where do things lie after that? I think that's when we're going to see a much clearer picture in terms of where Robinhood is beyond it just being a meme stock. But Adam, good information as always. Definitely appreciate it. Ms. L, you're going to get an email from our team because we are going to send you some money and market swag. It could be one of these good-looking guys right here, or something else. I don't know. I'm not really in charge of that. But if you do have a comment or a question or a sector of the market you'd like myself or Adam or Charles to take a look at, we would love to do that. Email us feedback@moneyandmarkets.com. That's feedback@moneyandmarkets.com. And if you want to video yourself asking the question, would love that. That would be, let's just say that might get you to the front of the line in terms of how we use our questions. I'm kidding. Not how it works, but I'm just encouraging it just because I think it's really cool. But email us to do that. Also, check out all the other great things we have on YouTube. Investing with Charles, weekly video series we have with Charles Sizemore. We have the Bull and Bear podcast, the Marijuana Market Update, our new membership program, plus much, much more all here on YouTube. And check out moneymarkets.com. Each and every day, Adam, Charles, myself, our entire team, we all work very diligently to make sure you have the best information out there for your portfolio. And it is 7 days a week. Sign up for our free daily e-letter and find out more information about Green Zone Fortunes, which is one of our premium investing services that we offer. Adam Odell started this, and it's gangbusters. It's a phenomenal service. Definitely encourage you to check that out as well. Adam, thanks a lot. Look forward to doing it again next week.
Sounds great, Matt. Thank you.
Thank you.